Hi, my name is Robert Egger. 6 years ago, I left Washington, D.C., my home of 40 years, and where I developed the D.C. Central Kitchen. I came to Los Angeles, the community that raised me, to bring a new model to this city, the LA Kitchen. I came here with the very first $1 million grant from the AARP Foundation because we felt Los Angeles, which has one of the largest concentration of older people in America, was the perfect backdrop in which to launch a new experiment and how we could feed more elders a healthier meal for less money. And the only way we can feed that many elders a decent meal every day is to go plant forward. Not vegetarian, not vegan. Plant forward. Meat as part of the meal, not the main course. Now that was perfect because Los Angeles is home to one of the largest supplies of fresh fruits and vegetables grown right here in California that are thrown away because they're cosmetically imperfect. Here was the intent. The LA Kitchen would take donated fresh fruits and vegetables and use it to train younger men and women aging out of foster care or older men and women coming home from long-term incarceration. While they were learning, they would help teach volunteers, whether it was any of the 750,000 LA Unified School students who needed service hours, or any of the 1.25 million people over 65 who wanted to stay active and engaged in contributing to the community. Together, using our side-by-side model of neither food nor people should ever go to waste, they produced thousands of beautiful, healthy meals that would nourish a wide variety of Angelenos, but again, focus on making sure elders are provided with a decent, healthy meal that would keep them living independently, staying out of the hospital, and remaining active and full of life. But we had a for-profit side that would buy reduced-price food, employ graduates of the job training program, and again, compete for those contracts to win the opportunity to contract with the city's Department of Aging to produce beautiful, healthy meals. LA Kitchen was designed to do thousands of meals a day out of two sides. But more importantly, the revenue we made from the for-profit side subsidized the nonprofit, making us less dependent on philanthropy. Now, the reality is we got some contracts and we worked hard. We developed a senior tasting squad, which asked seniors to be part of the process. We collected over 3,000 rating cards that showed within 6 months, 90% of elders liked our food. Yet, on a daily basis, we were confronted with hostility from the Department of Aging towards our model. That left us with a big hole. We lost almost 2 years of what we hoped would have been earned income. And the reality is, my friends, I'm here today because we just couldn't climb out of that hole. Try as we might up until the very last minute. We have reached a point that every entrepreneur dreads where we're going to have to close the LA Kitchen. Now, this gives me great pain, but I don't want to dwell on that because LA, man, you loved LA Kitchen and we loved you right back. We did amazing things together. You know, right now out there in LA, there's about 180 men and women who graduated from our job training program. And annually, they're going to earn $5 million in salaries and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in payroll taxes. But more importantly, they're going to put food on their own table, raise their kids, stay off the street, and stay out of prison. 11,000 volunteers of every age came in here and worked. And again, man, nothing gave me better joy than to walking on a daily basis throughout the kitchen and talking to men and women and hearing how they were excited by what we were doing. The idea that we could, again, take things that LA thought were part of the problem, wasted food, foster care, felons, elders, and show that they could be part of an amazing solution. The volunteers in LA, man, you rocked, and we're so grateful. Together, we produced 400,000 beautiful, healthy meals. And in addition, working with our partners at the World Central Kitchen and my great friend Jose Andres, we produced almost 35,000 meals during the fires in Ventura that fed first responders and men and women displaced during that fire. Man, every day we chopped, we diced, we pureed, we juiced, we zested. Our motto, it's not how many pounds you redistribute. It's how much empowerment and independence you squeeze out of every ounce of food you get. But even after all that, we produced organic waste and we were able to compost over 90,000 pounds of food that has been turned into dirt, which has been redistributed to help more food grow. Now, we hosted hundreds of visitors from around the world, dozens of interns from USC, UCLA, Occidental. We hosted 2 culinary medicine cohorts with USC's Keck Medical School. We hosted dozens of Power of Food events, and our great friend Chef T did cooking demos all over this city. LA, we rocked. And I want to say how grateful we are to have had this opportunity to work alongside you. Now, we could not have done this without some tremendous and generous support. You know, right off the bat, I want to thank our friends at the Eisner Foundation, California Wellness, and the Angel Foundation, who were the earliest investors in our model and who are so dedicated to making sure elders get a great shot and that we embrace and pursue intergenerational programming. I also really want to thank our lead founding partner, AARP. They put so much faith and trust over the years in this model. And again, I'm just very grateful. I really want to hold up our friends at the California Community Foundation, who were incredibly generous to the LA Kitchen. But most importantly, I want to thank the folks at the Nonprofit Finance Fund. They made a very significant loan to the LA Kitchen to build this, and nothing pains me more than having to default on a loan. And the reality is that's what we've had to do, friends. And this was supposed to be a triumphant moment for social enterprise, and I take personal responsibility for the fact that we weren't able to do that. But I want to acknowledge and thank our friends at the Nonprofit Finance for their faith in what we did. But again, at the end of the day, there's two groups I really want to thank the most. It was those individual donors, people who out of their hard-earned paycheck carved a little bit of money out, whether that was their time through volunteering or whether it was their dollars they sent to support us. I also want to thank the people who had a shared plates meal recently. Believe me, I worked tirelessly up until this day before I gave up. So again, I want to give thanks to everybody. Now, on a personal note, I just again want to thank LA. It's been a tough journey, but I wouldn't do anything different. But at the end of the day, I put all my chips on the table when I came here to LA. And the reality is not only are we closing LA Kitchen, but my wife and I have to sell our home and I'll be moving. That said, I got to tell you, man, LA is still the city where the future comes to happen. Jonathan Gold, man, there's a few people I really wanted to meet when I arrived here, but Jonathan Gold was one. Jonathan Gold helped a disparate city see that they were actually had an amazing culture. I think we built on that. We exposed that there's Angelenos of every age that are ready to step up and be part of something bold and new. So while I have to say goodbye, I want to at least say that if you're out there in America and you want to talk about how to feed more people better food for less money, I'll help you. If you want to talk about how to liberate seniors from this horrible system that treats them like children and serves them processed food and ignores them, I'll be there to work with you. Most importantly, if you want to talk about changing policies so that bureaucrats cannot stifle the innovation that must happen, I will be there with you. It has been an honor, Los Angeles, an honor to serve you. And I wish you well, and I bid you adieu.